What's going on, bros and girls? So today I have an unboxing of one of the fastest phones out currently, and it is the HTC One X Plus. It's an upgraded version of the original One X with a faster 1.7 GHz Tegra 3 processor, a larger 2100 mAh battery, more internal storage of up to 64 GB, and a slightly upgraded front camera. It also comes with Jelly Bean 4.1 out of the box. I got to compare it to my current daily driver, the Samsung Galaxy S3, which to date is probably the most successful Android phone ever. So keep an eye out for future comparison videos. This is the 64GB Telus version, but these phones are easily unlockable for a small fee, and unlike some of the other North American One X Plus variants, this one has a clean black look to it without the red Beats branding accents. Unlocked and on no contract, at the time of this video it retails for around $650 to $700, but I've included some links in the description below for the most up-to-date pricing and availability. So for a quick tour around the box, on the front you just have a picture of the product as well as some of the radio capabilities. It is capable of 4G LTE, and on the top it just says HTC One, but in little tiny letters it has the X Plus. And on the top and bottom you got nothing. On this side not much either. On this side over here you have the IMEI number underneath my thumb as well as the box contents. But we will get into that when I unbox the product. And it is a Telus SKU, but you should be able to unlock it for most carriers pretty easily. And it's made in Taiwan. On the last side, on the back, I'll just focus it in. You can pause the video and read it for yourself if you'd like, but a few specs I want to make note of is it does have a 4.7 Super LCD 2 display, which doesn't use pen-tile technology, so it should be pretty sharp. And one last spec, where is it? Oh yeah, there it is. It has a huge storage of 64 GB. And also, I want to make note that HTC tries to keep their packaging environmentally friendly. It's pretty small packaging, and they use 99% biodegradable and renewable material as well as soy ink. So on to the unboxing. There's this shrink wrap tightly sealed around the box, so I'll cut that open right now. Try not to make any ugly cuts or stab at the box too much. Alright, so after you get the shrink wrap off, there's another layer. It's just a sleeve. Slide that off. So after you take the sleeve off, you just remove the lid, and the first thing you will see is the phone itself. And a few features which I didn't mention was it does have Beats audio for your listening pleasure, as well as an enhanced image chip, so photos should be pretty nice on this phone. And we'll get to this in a moment. We'll just start with the boring stuff. Remove this half, and you just have some documentation. You have, this is the SIM card removal or insertion tool in French because I am Canadian. You have your limited warranty, end user license agreement, as well as safety and regulation guide. Underneath that you have your micro USB to USB charging / data cable, as well as your power adapter. And what is this? Oh, it's just an IMEI sticker. And this is some more stickers. So onto the phone itself, there's just a little sticky wrap that you peel off and remove. Alright, so that took surprisingly long to unpeel. So there you have it. There's your phone in its full glory, and I'll just take you guys through a tour of it. On the front, you just have the capacitive buttons, the back menu and home. On the front up here is your front-facing camera. You got your speaker grill, which I will zoom into and focus it in. And if you can see that vague little spot over there, that's your ambient light sensor. And on the top you have your power / standby switch, as well as your 3.5mm headphone jack and a secondary microphone. And this tray over here is your micro SIM card slot. and that's where you stick your removal tool in. And on this side over here you have your micro USB charging / data port. Bottom you got your microphone, and on the back you have your 8 megapixel camera with an LED flash, and the 8 megapixel camera uses a 28mm lens, and it has a focal length of 2. And on the bottom over here you just got your logos. You also have your speaker grill for speakerphone and audio. So I'll just give you guys a quick first boot of the phone, show you what that looks like. Just hold down the power button. And there's your splash screen and the Beats audio logo on the bottom. And just slide up the ring. And I'll get this setup process done and get back to you. Alright, so it's all set up, and I'll just give you guys a quick tour of the Jelly Bean UI, which is skinned with HTC Sense 4 Plus. I won't go into too much detail because you guys probably all know what an Android phone looks like on their UI. So after unlocking it, you just see your home screens, which looks pretty familiar if you're familiar with HTC phones. And just go into the gallery, show you guys the pinch to zoom, how smooth that is. Pretty nice. Pretty lag free. And also, I think I did mention that this was the menu button, but I didn't mean to say that it's multitasking, and I'll just open up a few apps and show you guys what it looks like. One thing that was criticized a lot was the multitasking feature, which only shows, I think it only shows, yeah, it only shows like 1 or 2 max apps up on one screen. So definitely the vanilla Android is better in that regard. And I'll also show you guys the camera app, which is one of the big strengths of the HTC One series phones. I'll just pull this box over, get it in frame. So I'll start with the video feature. So basically just press that button, take your video, and while you're taking the video you can actually take pictures at the same time just by clicking the shutter button. So it takes a picture, you take another picture, and when you're done recording you can review both your video and your pictures that you took. There's your video and your 2 pictures, and if you play back the video, and if you like a certain freeze frame, you can just pause it and take a screen capture of that frame. So that's added to your gallery as well, which I thought was a pretty cool feature. And also the large bright aperture of f2.0 is great for low light shots, as well as for a phone some pretty impressive background and foreground defocus shots. So I'll show you guys some samples of that. We'll just focus on the foreground, a little Android guy over here, and take a picture. And then we can focus on the HTC box. There we go. And take a picture of that. So they look pretty impressive and detailed. And before we go, one last thing I want to mention is that, as you all have probably read or heard on the interwebs, HTC phones do have probably some of the best build quality out of any phone, and this One X Plus is no different. Its unibody polycarbonate casing does feel extremely solid in the hand, and it has absolutely no flex to it at all, so I'm really impressed with that. And also the surface treatment is kind of a rubberized soft touch feel on it, so it shouldn't slip out of your hand at all. And I will be doing a review of this phone in about a week or 2, as soon as I get a good feel of it and get to know its performance a bit better. So I hope you guys all enjoyed my unboxing and overview of the HTC One X Plus. If you did, please thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And follow me on Twitter, it would help me out tremendously. Until next time, YouTube, peace!